So as somebody that can finally and officially call myself as a real estate millionaire, which is unbelievable to even think about looking back over my career, I wanted to put together a video that really encapsulates every single idea, ideology, mindset, tip, strategy, you name it, to assist you guys in creating your own journey to $1 million or more a year and in net worth. Now, I assure you, again, I've spent a lot of time on this, that some of these strategies and tips you've probably never heard of in your entire life, and the other ones that you maybe have heard of before, you're going to hear it in such a way that I'm almost guaranteeing you that it will shock your productivity into an explosive rate over the next 6 to 12 months in your life. So let's dive right into the video. So number one is being resourceful rather than focused on a quantity of resources. So this can specifically mean really about money more than anything. People come from a mindset of lack so often when it comes to quote unquote investing in real estate or investing in themselves or their business. I'm gonna give you a couple stories to explain this. Number one, as somebody who's probably spent nearly $500,000 in their lifetime on self-development, even when, at the very beginning, when I started going to conferences and investing in coaching, all of it went on credit cards. I find it hilarious now looking back about how many people were so afraid of investing their money, or really putting it on credit cards, investing their money in themselves, but they would sign to get student loan debt for hundreds of thousands of dollars when there's really no guaranteed return. But when you're investing in yourselves and going to conferences, events, buying courses, programs, you name it, or even coaching, the return you're gonna get is nearly infinite because it's specifically on a niche or even like business specific coaching. Again, your return on investment, your ROI, is 1,000-fold of it going to Spanish class in college. So this is just something that I have been able to kind of completely reframe and adjust how my brain works over time because I have been so focused on just being resourceful. I'll give you another couple examples. Buying real estate. So many of us, and we've probably all heard it from maybe a client of yours or a friend or a family member where they say, well, I would have bought, or I wish I could buy, but I don't have the money. We probably said this in many different opportunities in our life where, again, an opportunity came along and we didn't, quote unquote, have the money. This was me for a long period of time until I started understanding how being resourceful works, where I did not have the money, but I did have the resourcefulness to study about how to find fantastic deals for my investor partners where I could help them make a ton of money, and then I could become a small percentage owner in real estate transactions that I put no money into. So yes, you can buy real estate with no money involved if you are resourceful enough to not only find a fantastic deal that helps a lot of people make great money, but also you are resourceful enough to find those great people in your life because they're probably in your life already. I mean, I've had people that I've coached, that I've mentored, that I've just been friends with or even a family member of, helping them find their first real estate deal, helping them find the partners when half the time they were just a friend or a family member who ended up buying the deal and bringing them in on it. It was already somebody in their ecosystem. It was already somebody that they knew, they just didn't know how to have the conversation. This now, going through this incredible time that we have in life now where interest rates are at all-time highs, they're only going to get higher. The stock market is down double digits, where the inflation is nearly double digits. Guys, this stuff just isn't going away like this. This is the perfect time to become resourceful like you never have in your life. Everything is abundant. Everything can be abundant, especially money. There is definitely not a lack of money in America. However, there is a lack of resourcefulness of many people out there. And again, how many times have you heard a success story of they had no money to start and they ended up building something? It is because of their resourcefulness. And I challenge you now more than ever before to get resourceful. Invest in you. The return on investment when it's invested in yourself is 1,000-fold more than anything else. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. I didn't have the money in the very beginning, and I took my credit card and I would swipe it and I would go to conferences that cost me $1,000, $2,000, $5,000. But I knew what I would learn there, the people that I would meet there would have an incredible impact on my life and on my income. I maybe have spent, like I said, nearly $500,000 on investing in myself. However, it has allowed me to earn millions upon millions upon millions of dollars and have a multi-digit $1 million net worth, several seven figures. That only has happened because I've been, able to invest in myself. And again, the very first thing that I ever did for nearly the first year was all on credit cards. So again, this is a time to be resourceful, not focus on the amount of resources that you have. Point number 2, we're talking about taking risks, just not silly, stupid, not calculated ones, okay? I believe in taking risks. I believe that taking risks has helped me get to the point where I'm at today, not because of, again, not out of stupidity, but I'm saying out of calculation, but also knowing that, listen, for those of you who have heard of a man named Josh Altman, a $1 million listing agent out of LA, he's on the show, $1 Million Realtor, $1 million listing, right, out of Los Angeles. The point is that he had a book. It was called Ready, Fire, Aim. And in this book, he talks about how so many people just wait and wait and wait. An opportunity comes along and they just wait and they calculate result, and they don't take full advantage. They don't ever pull the trigger. And what happens is that opportunity falls away. When I have been very, very, very calculated, I'll give you an example. Not through each opportunity, but by how my decision of taking advantage of the opportunity, how that has gone, and then recalculating on the next time. Now let me explain differently. Opportunity A comes along, whether that's asking a girl out, investing in a property, partnering with somebody on a business, you name it. I've taken advantage of it, okay? I take action, I do it. Don't get me wrong, I didn't calculate probably as much as I probably should have. But however, the action of doing it got me a result, and then based on that result, I'll then calculate it afterwards and say, how could I have done this better? But what happens is that next time, I have my previous example that I can lean back on and say, based on my decision or how I took advantage of the opportunity, and then I'll go and take action again based on the new calculation. And then guess what? I know that it's probably not going to be perfect. It's probably not going to be at a 10 out of 10. However, the sheer fact that I took advantage and I took action in the first place, instead of just sitting on the sidelines, calculating and wondering, or possibly, configuring a way that I can possibly do it better before I take action, I have gotten incredible results. Because you can calculate how to lift a weight all day long, but until you lift that weight, your muscle is not going to grow. So just lift the weight. Just make the phone call. Ask the girl out. Buy the investment property. I assure you, it cannot go that wrong. The only thing that can go wrong when it comes to investing in real estate is selling it too soon. Because you could overpay today, and if you own it long enough, I assure you that you're probably going to do okay. However, again, people look in too short of a period of time when it comes to investment. So when it comes to taking risks, like Josh Altman says, ready, fire, aim. Get ready right now because you need to be prepared as soon as an opportunity comes along, which you're probably doing right now. You're probably ready. The second thing is that fire when that opportunity comes along. Just take action. Go for it. Jump. And then guess what? Whatever result you get, great. But then you're going to take calculations and study and try to understand what you can learn from your action that you took. Don't be the guy or the girl who's sitting on the sidelines just calculating so that when an opportunity comes along, you don't take advantage of it because you're always wondering if possibly you can get a better deal. And the last thing I'm going to say is I'll give you a quick example of somebody who came to me a little while ago, but probably 2 years ago now, wanting to buy their first investment property. Came to me, very analytical individual. Came to me and said, Henry, I want to buy my first investment property. I said, great. When ideally would you like to buy something? I was like, well, I'm pre-approved. I'm ready to go. And I'd like to buy something hopefully within the next 30 to 60 days as soon as I can find a great deal. The amount of deals that basically met his criteria, give or take a half a point or maybe a point in quote unquote returns. He has looked at probably dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of deals, has not bought a deal yet. 2 years! That window went by real fast. Where he could have bought a property with 2, 2.5%, 3% interest rates, but no. They're still calculating numbers to this day, and interest rates are now 6 or 7 or whatever percent, and he's still finding deals that are 0.5% to, not in his, in the ballpark. I'm like, dude, you could have bought 3 deals already. Take advantage of what has coming along your way. Ready, fire, aim, baby. Number 3, be intentional with your time. Now, what I mean specifically with this is that truly every minute, every moment matters. Now let me explain. Every moment, every minute, every hour that goes by, you are trading your time for basically the result that you've gotten in that hour. So again, if what you are doing in this moment is not making you money, it is time to possibly course correct, make a couple of adjustments, and change something. People all the time, I can't even explain to you how many times in my lifetime, quote unquote, be intentional with your time or wake up early. My millionaire success habit. Wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning like Kobe Bryant. I used to wake up with my buddy Brandon at 3:30 in the morning, or 3:58, just because we wanted to say we woke up earlier than Kobe Bryant. And guess what? We did that for a number of years. And it was exhausting. And I would be tired by 7 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, what I've learned is that really doesn't work for me. So what I do now is that, again, I don't have a morning routine. I get up, I make a cup of coffee, and I get to work. Except I stay up from like 11 or 10 or 11 every night till about 2 or 3 in the morning. I'm just looking for deals. I'll put a movie on. I love Marvel movies. I love superhero movies. I love action movies. I'll put on some movies. Sometimes I'll even watch 2 or 3 in a row. I'm not really paying attention. And honestly, by the amount of times I've watched these movies, I could probably recite the entire movie. Point is that while this stuff is going on in the background, I got my dog next to me, and I'm hunting deals. You know why I do it at night? Because nobody can bother me. Nobody's calling me after 8 or 9 o'clock at night. I can relax, and I'll sit there, watch my movies, relax, and I'll hunt deals. I'll calculate deals. I'll analyze deals. So again, I'm not distracted. This is non-distracted time because basically from like 6 to 9 o'clock, I'm either recording content like I am right now, or I'm on date night with my fiance. And if I'm not doing one of those things, I am probably on an appointment or going out there and making some money. But when I get back, or when I'm done with date night, or when I'm done with recording content, I'll hunt deals. Because I'm not going to hunt deals when I can be on the phone with clients, potential sellers, trying to negotiate stuff. But I'm not going to hunt for more deals. I'm not going to do this stuff that really, yes, it gets me paid, but like this is like what I love. I love hunting deals. Like I love playing chess. I bought a chess board, right, for when I was away in Turkey. But I don't play chess during work hours, guys. I'll play chess on my phone from 11 p.m. to 3 in the morning or anytime in the middle. Like, that's when I do that. Like, all that kind of stuff is like when I'll hunt deals or I'll try to hunker down on certain niches or trying to, hone down on certain skill sets. I'll practice for 4, 5, 6 hours when everybody else is sleeping. And then I'll wake up at, 7:30, 8 o'clock, sometimes 5 o'clock in the morning because my dog jumps on my face. But it's not intentional because I enjoy my sleep. And I do get like a decent amount of sleep every night. I used to be the person who got like 3.5 hours, 4 hours of sleep every night. And again, listen, don't get me wrong. It definitely assisted me in the time. But I'm going to tell you right now, I don't have a crazy morning routine. And you don't need one either to be successful. Andy Frisella once said, it's not about what time you wake up, but it's about what you do when you're awake. So again, when you're awake, be intentional with your time. Point number 4, do not be afraid to look bad. I am not afraid to look some type of way. Bad, stupid, silly, ridiculous. The point is, I am willing to just put myself out there. And I could care less what people think about me. Because listen, I'm not putting content out there for the haters. I'm putting content out there for those of you who love the content and I'm making a difference for, and I do it for myself too, because it's a little bit of a selfish thing, because I love helping people. I'm a little bit passionate about it. I don't know if you got the gist yet. I'll give you a quick story. I have not been a successful real estate agent since day one. There was a long period of time where the word successful would be the last word you would possibly use for me. I was putting out content, motivational content. You can look back on my Instagram all the way to the very beginning with all the motivational posts, all that content I was putting out, Instagram, Facebook, you name it. Guys, I wasn't seeing the results yet, but I was doing it for me. I was putting it out there into the world to show that if I just stay consistent and follow what successful people have done before me, I can be the next successful person. And I kept putting out this content, and I know a lot of people thought I looked funny. Matter of fact, I even have conversations with some of my closest friends' parents, about me as a kid and me growing up, quote unquote, in the industry and in life, and they kind of talked about how they even were worried about their kids, my close friends that I grew up with, being around me when I was younger because I didn't know where I was going to end up. That's a true story. I've had people think, truly say they thought I would end up in jail or end up in a low-life job, which, by the way, I was supposed to be a statistic. I'm a 2-time college dropout, and I barely graduated high school. There's plenty of people who didn't go to college, and they barely graduated high school, who don't do a heck of a lot with their life right now. However, I made a different decision over my lifetime. Over and over, I kept making the same decisions. Being around better people, and following a lot of these principles, and listening, and being obsessive, and not being afraid to be silly, or stupid, or look a certain way. Guys, put yourself out there. And point number 5, never, ever, ever miss a day of calling. People like to say something about the weekend. I'm going to tell you right now, as an entrepreneur, your week never ends until you are where you want to be in life. A week does not end for an entrepreneur. A week ends for an employee. Ask yourself, are you an entrepreneur or are you an employee? Because for a lot of you right now who are real estate agents watching this video right now, or a salesperson, I don't care even if you worked for a company as a salesperson, you are not an employee. And if you want to make several $100,000 a year, taking the weekend off is insane. And I want you to hear something. I go on a lot of trips. I go on a lot of vacations. I go away a lot. I fly a lot. I love traveling. I'm going to tell you right now, I work just about every single day while I'm away. But not because I have to anymore, because I just freaking love the game. I'm obsessed. But it's this tenacity, this mindset that has gotten me where I am today and continues to allow me to grow. Guys, do you understand that those 2 extra days, Saturdays and Sundays, when you work those 2 extra days a week, that is an extra 104 days a year that you have on your competition. Because your competition will barely even work a normal work week, Monday through Friday. And if you work Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday, I'm not saying the entire time, and I'm just saying put in some good work. And if you want to be a millionaire, it will take 7 days a week. It will take working 7 days a week for quite some time. Point number 6, earning to invest, not earning to save. Now, this is a key mentality to have because you cannot save your way to wealth. Because again, differently than most industries, okay, in real estate, to even make $1 million a year in this business is not a simple feat. It's going to take quite a substantial amount of effort to get to $1 million a year. And the reason why I keep saying that is because if you do not earn money to invest it, you're going to have a very tough time getting to a multi-million-dollar net worth. What ends up happening is that people like we were talking about earlier, they just hoard cash or they even spend. And by the way, I was a big proponent of this. I would just spend everything. Because my financial thermostat on income was fine, but I never changed the way my mindset worked. So I never saved it. So I could make a sick income, 3, 4, 5, 800 grand a year, whatever it was years ago. And I would spend a lot of it. And I wouldn't have a ton of money in the bank. And then what ended up happening is that I had to rely on being super resourceful and partnering with people because I never ever had the money. However, now I've trained myself to think differently, so I always will have the money now. But it doesn't stop me from partnering with people. But now I have the choice. Right now, if I find a great deal, I could buy it in cash if I want to. It feels great to be in a position to be able to do that. But again, it's because I have the mentality of saving to invest. So I have a purpose for the money that I'm saving now. Because when I didn't have a purpose of just saving to save, that didn't click with me. I was just saving to save. I was like, what the heck am I saving for? I was like, I'm gonna enjoy my life. I'm gonna buy fancy wristwatches. I'm gonna buy fancy belts and suits and cars and all that jazz because it made me feel good. But I didn't understand that it was saving to invest, not saving to save. So if you want to be rich, if you want to be wealthy, you need to earn to invest, not earn to save. And when the wealthy earn money, they live on a very small percentage of their income. Grant Cardone talked about this. 20% to live on. If you make 10 grand, you live on 2. You pay taxes on 40%, and you invest the other 40%. 20% to live on, 40% to invest, and 40% in taxes, just as an example. But do you see how he invests a huge chunk? And if you want to spend money on stupid stuff that comes out of the 2,000 or the 20%. So again, making several $100,000 a month now, I could buy stupid stuff with my 20% because 20% of $250,000 is 50 grand. So I can live off that and also buy stupid stuff with it. But again, I still invest a lot of money even though I'm paying, crazy taxes too. So again, this is what I try to teach people. Earn to invest, not earn to save. Take advantage of your money. If you've got money in the bank, you better be ready and willing and taking full advantage of the fact that everything is on sale over the next 90 days to 24 months. Everything you've ever desired to buy will be on sale. I don't think we'll have an opportunity like this for quite some time. This is a moment where if you've got 10 grand in the bank, 100 grand in the bank, or $1 million plus in the bank, this is the freaking time to add a 0 to your net worth, or possibly 2 zeros. Point number 7, writing down your goals. You need to know where you're going. This is truly the map to your goals, to your trip, your journey in life. If you do not know where you want to go, how do you know how to get there? Set goals. Write it down every single freaking day. Every day I would do it in the morning and I would do it at night. In the morning I'd write it on a Post-it note and I still do this today. I just love seeing 10 million bucks. It's my new goal. Earn $10 million and put 10 million bucks in the bank and have a $100 million net worth in real estate. Those are the 3 big things I write down every freaking day. And then the 4th thing is a billionaire, okay? Writing that down every day gives me a direction. So I know where to go every day. And then those are my 3 goals, and then I have a daily goal list. Every day I write down 3 things I want to accomplish today. Set 2 appointments, lock up a real estate deal, get X amount of leads, set, whatever it is, write down, sign a contract, whatever it is. I write that down every day. Point number 8, networking on steroids. Now I'm not talking about the actual steroids. No, I am talking about blowing it up when it comes to your network. Because again, truly, your network is your net worth. This is so freaking silly simple, guys. The 5 people you spend the most time with. If they are all multimillionaires, you will be the next multimillionaire, I promise you. So again, I need to have, quote unquote, new friends. Doesn't mean I just throw the other ones by the wayside. It just means I gotta keep adding to the network. I will be the next wealthy person if my network is very wealthy and I spend a lot of time with them. Point number 9, be curious. What being curious is, every time you're speaking to somebody, every single time you're talking to somebody over the phone or face-to-face with somebody, I am obsessively curious about their life. I ask them tons of questions. I want to get to know them, understand what's going through their mind, what they like to do, what their hobbies are, why they do what they do, why they got into the industry that they're in. I am obsessively curious about people. Elon Musk is insanely curious. He wants to put us on Mars, for frick's sake. Do you understand how curious, out of your mind you have to be about life, about how that even can work, how you can conceptualize that making sense? That is mastering curiosity. Be more curious than anybody else, and you will become a force to be reckoned with. You will bring massive value to the world if you are curious, and people will want to be in a relationship with you. I promise. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to wrap this up. So listen, a couple quick notes. Number 1, if you want to join my free coaching program, click the link in the description down below so I can assist you in mastering all these 9 points. Number 2, if you have any questions about the 9 points, put it in the comment section down below because I just want to be able to create more content for you, baby. And last but not least, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you click the like button and check me out in the future videos. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you next time.